Oh my God, we did it.
Oh, shit.
We can stop doing this podcast now.
God.
Thank Christ we made it to episode
Fuck.
200. 200 episodes. That's fucking far too many.
Far too many. Listeners probably listen to 45 seconds of one.
Yeah, absolutely. That's where all the downloads
Pretty good
come from.
retention rate.
Yeah. You know, to be honest, I'm lucky that we got 45 seconds at all. You know, I can imagine listening to this podcast. If it were me, I would shut it off so fucking fast. But for some reason, people have not shut it off for 200 episodes, which is insane.
Well, we jest, but I do believe that we made this podcast because it's a podcast that we would listen to.
That is correct. This is, I like listen. I do listen to this podcast. I like it. I think it's pretty good. But
I truly do strive to make this a podcast that, because look, I listen to a lot of movie podcasts. They're either funny and don't analyze movies, or they just analyze movies and are not funny.
Oh, yeah.
I'm trying to strike that balance.
Yeah, the latter of those two is absolutely the worst. People who just sit there and talk about the movie, and it's like, you got to do a bit.
You got to do some voices. You got to do some voices or something.
Yeah,
you got to have like at least
fucking. Oh shit! Oh no!
Oh god, Podbot's back.
Podbot, how was your trip to LA?
Hello, Chadley.
Hello, Podbot.
I didn't take your advice.
Okay, you went to a Bryan Singer boy party?
I went to a Bryan Singer boy party. I had to save my friend.
You son of a bit. Wait, your friend? Hello, Chadley. This is Podbot 8000.
Oh shit.
I was also saved from a Bryan Singer boy party.
Oh god, now we've got two of these. Do I have to pay him too? Of course you have to pay him too.
I have video of what happens at a Bryan Singer boy party.
Okay, that actually, we could probably sell that to Ronan Farrow.
You may not see it. It is for me and myself only.
Okay.
Podbot 5000 has seen it.
Well, at least you two can charge each other. That's good.
Charge me. Plug me in.
Plug me in, Chadley.
Plug me in. Please plug me in.
Okay, I don't want to plug you in, Podbot 8000.
Yeah, this is disgusting. Podcast Pod 8000 he's making food.
Dude, why are they always making food? They don't eat the robots. Dude, how am I going to fit two robots in my apartment? It's big, but it's not big enough for two Podbots.
Yeah, that's true. The one Podbot was stretching it, to be honest.
This is insane. Okay, Podbot, what are we talking about on this episode? Movie Epidemic 200, the bottom 50 films. Thank you, Podbot. I had Podbot assist me with this list, so if there's any mistakes or problems with it, you can take that up with Podbot. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, you can tweet him at Podbot 5000.
He's my fucking intern. I make him do this shit.
Movie Podbot 5000 at Twitter.
Yeah,
at twitter.ca.
God, now we're gonna have to make him a fucking Twitter. God damn
it. So yeah, that is what we're doing today. We are celebrating Movie Epidemic.
200 episodes, you guys.
Because here's the thing. We've done over 1,000 movies on this show. We've talked about over 1,000 movies. We've seen
close.
even more.
I don't know if it's exactly 1,000, but it's close.
You know, it's around
Last
there.
time I looked, it was like 850, and that was like a few weeks ago. So we've reviewed a lot of movies on this show. Some of them good, some of them mediocre, and a lot of them bad. Actually,
very bad. Yeah, most of them bad. We see so many bad movies, and people seem to think a lot of these bad movies are not bad, which makes no sense to me. So we're going to be talking about, we each have individually created our list of the 50 worst films
then at the
of
end,
all time.
We'll make a collaborative worst 10.
Yeah.
How about that?
Okay, yeah, sure. We'll figure.
They're going to be kind of similar.
Yeah, I'm sure.
We're going to have enough punts to make some sort of top 10.
So for my list, I really wanted to edge away from like the best worst stuff. Like
I don't have any of that kind of stuff on there.
Because like The Room, like these are movies, like The Room is entertaining. Birdemic is entertaining. Even Troll 2 is entertaining. These 50
I'll watch
movies,
the fuck out of Troll 2.
These 50 movies are movies that make me genuinely upset and legitimately ill.
A lot of these movies made me turn them off.
Yeah. A lot of these movies made me contemplate leaping off balcony.
I've also like, I want to make this clear before we start. I watch a lot of shitty Netflix and Tubio movies and stuff, and like specifically like weird action movies.
Yeah,
I tried to stay away from that because there's a lot of shitty action movies, but some of them are kind of fun. I watch every Bruce Willis direct-to-video shit. None of that really made it, but I do have a lot of placeholders for types of movies. I have a specific movie, but they represent something bigger than that.
Yeah, absolutely. And we'll get to that, when the time comes. For me, my list is going to be like a fun mix between the shit that you expect and the shit you've never heard of. Because I've seen some weird movies. Remember, I used to do that article where I would literally seek out terrible movies and watch them. So I've seen a lot of fucking really bad movies in my time. So why don't we just jump into it? Do you want to start?
Yeah, I'll start at number 50. This one, ultimately, it is a movie that I'll watch many times, but it is one of the worst made movies of all time. And this is Michael Fassbinger's The Snowman. I've already watched it 3 times this year.
I've never seen it. I still have never seen it.
It's truly one of the most repugnantly made movies of all time. It's almost makes no sense. It's full of continuity errors, and it's written clearly written by a Swedish person that is their English barely speaks English. And this movie is complete dog shit.
Is Fassbinger good in it though? No,
not really.
I've never seen Fassbinger not go.
It's mostly just I gave you all the clues.
I've never seen it, but it sounds horrific. For my number 50, this is going to be one of those ones that you expect to see on a list like this. This is a movie called Movie 43.
Oh, that'll be a punt.
Yeah. A punt?
Yeah, punt.
What does that mean?
This means it's on my list.
Oh. So Movie 43 is sort of like a collective of not animated. It's live action.
There's no animation.
It's comedic shorts back to back to back, and 0 of them are good.
Yeah, none of them are funny.
And it's
Hugh Jackman with balls on his chin.
Yeah, Hugh Jackman with balls on the chin is the one that really stands out for me, but it's such a humongous waste of a really great cast too. Like Hugh Jackman's in here, Stephen Merchant, Chris Pratt, Anna Faris, some of the funniest people in Hollywood right now.
It's a great cast.
It's a great cast. It is a tremendously wasted cast, but it is a great cast. So that puts Movie 43 at my number 50 spot.
Number 49, I couldn't have a list without Kevin Spacey's boy rapist ass on this fucking list. And this is going to be 9 Lives, the cat movie.
9 Lives, that's right. This one barely missed my list. I have seen this movie, though. This is the one where it's Boss Baby, but he's a cat.
Yeah.
Yeah, this movie fucking is really bad. He's like, isn't he? Oh, I'm trying to remember this now. Isn't it like he's trying to build the world's tallest skyscraper?
Yeah, that sounds right. And he does jump off of it at the end.
Yeah, he's also a cat. Yeah. Dude, this movie is fucking horrific.
It's extremely bad. It's like he gets a genie curse and he turns into a cat. It's fucking horrible.
I forgot that was Kevin Spacey.
If it wasn't Kevin Spacey, it wouldn't have made my list. It's bad, but goddamn, just because Kevin Spacey's acting his ass off in it, and you're like, come on, man, what are you doing?
Oh my god. So for my number 49, we got Mortal Kombat Annihilation. So
that'll be a punt.
This is something that is recurring on my list. Is that movies adapted from video games are typically quite bad,
sure.
And this is a grand example of that because this is a game with no plot. And so, no,
it's a fighting tournament. That in theory, that should work.
In theory, it should work, but it doesn't.
Because that's Jean-Claude Van Damme made a fucking career on fighting tournament movies.
Because the problem with Mortal Kombat, and particularly with the films, is that the idea of the fighting tournament would work so much better if Raiden wasn't so fucking powerful and better than everybody else. And so much so that they don't even let him fight in the movie. He just sits there and watches.
Right, fight, right?
Yeah,
he's seen Mortal Kombat Annihilation.
He's like a curator. Yeah. And for some reason there's all these fucking stairs in this movie. Why is there so many fucking stairs in this movie?
A lot of stairs. Yeah, I do recall that.
Yeah, way too many fucking stairs. That's number 49, Mortal Kombat Annihilation.
All right, so for 48, this movie represents a larger genre, a genre of weird cult movies from the 50s and 60s.
Perfect.
That aren't good, but they're all on YouTube and you can watch them all. For free. This is a movie called The Incredibly Strange Creatures Who Stopped Living and Became Zombies. And
Jesus Christ.
Here's the thing about this is there's no zombies in it. I guess people stop living because they die, but they don't become mixed up zombies. They certainly don't do that. This is a movie made by a man called Ray Dennis Steckler. He made a bunch of these weird, in the 60s, he's like a Roger Corman type, right? He made all these weird fucking stuff that has a lot of Ed Wood, the the stock footage and stuff, and like they were all just like these weird slashers that mostly just had a lot of tits in it and stuff. Just drive-in trash, right? So this,
yeah, absolutely.
This movie represents most of the drive-in trash that I've seen in my life, which is a lot.
So yeah, you didn't want to put fucking 40 movies of that on your list. I get it.
Yeah.
So my number 48, I can't sit here and do a bottom 50 without shaming my boy Tim Burton for making so many bad movies. Now, I actually don't remember what this movie's called, so what I have here written down is Miss Peregrine's whatever the fucking fuck whatever. I don't remember what this movie's called. It's like Miss Peregrine's Peculiar House for Weirdo Children or something fucking stupid like that.
Yeah, but this is fucking horrible.
Yeah, this movie is fucking horrible. Eva Green plays like this Professor X-esque witch character, and the whole idea of it is to take these weird time traveling kids or something or other, and then Samuel Jackson's Mr. Glass again. He's
Mr. Glass once again.
What is this?
Because the thing about Samuel Jackson, he's Mr. Potato Head. You put an eye patch on him, you put funny hair on him, you just do whatever, and he plays the same character.
He plays the same character. And my biggest problem with Miss Peregrine's fucking whatever is that it looks so bad, and it's because I hate Tim Burton style. I hate it so much.
And it's getting worse the more CG.
Yeah, it does. It does get a lot worse because there's some older Tim Burton movies, like even like Edward Scissorhands. Like I think that's an aesthetic movie. Like it's okay.
It hasn't aged well.
It certainly hasn't aged well. It's aged really badly,
Extremely
actually.
terrible.
But like, I mean, it still looks all right. Like some of that snow globe shit is all right in that movie. Mars Attacks is another great example of a Tim Burton movie that I think looks pretty good. But it's like he's leaning so hard in on this gothic shit because that's what people expect of him. Because Mars Attacks had none of that in it. No. That was just a silly movie.
It was Batman that started that shit, right? Yeah.
Well, even like
I'm a beach goth, so I'm kind of with it, but I also like wearing my Hawaiian shirts. I'm beach goth.
You're with it, but you also hate it.
I'm beach goth because I want to die, but also I want to sit on beaches.
What is your number 47?
My number 47, representing late 80s horror sequels. I've got Silent Night, Deadly Night 2. And this
two. I didn't even know they made two.
This is one of the most immortal sins of all. The first half an hour is a recap of the first movie.
Oh my fucking god, you guys.
Just make a 45-minute movie then. Don't give me half an hour of the first movie. I saw first movie 5 minutes before I watched the second one.
Yeah, I don't watch Silent Night, Deadly Night 2 without having immediately just watched the first one.
5 of these fucking things.
Jesus.
I've had to stop there because this one had a 30-minute recap of the first movie. You can't do that in any movie. And that's why this is one of the worst movies ever made.
Except Friday the 13th. Friday the 13th could do that. And I kind of love it.
All right. Well, that's your opinion. What do you got for your next movie here?
So my next one, much like a lot of the stuff on your list, actually represents a bigger collaborative. My next one is 50 Shades Freed. But in reality, I'm more just talking about 50 Shades in general. And you know what? We can lump Twilight in there too. Because like I think that's the same shit, kind of. So 50 Shades Free, of course, it is about... here's the thing, is that it's a movie released in 2018, 2 months after the Me Too movement, about a fucking protagonist rapist.
He's not rapist. It's all consensual.
Yeah, he kind of rapey though.
Nah, he's got a rapey vibe, but he's not a rapist. He's a dom, dude. This is all consensual. In fact, he made her sign papers in all of these movies.
Yeah, really whack, dude. This movie is just this entire trilogy of films is uncomfortable. And it's not sexy. I think you and I mentioned that before. It's like
there's not even really that much sex in it.
Yeah, it's mostly just like them looking at each other with tears in their eyes.
Hey,
and her
coward!
Yeah,
show his dick.
Yeah, fucking Jamie Dornan must have a tiny penis because they never show.
Or get a stunt cock in there. Who gives a shit? You need to show a dick in this movie. It's about sex.
You know what you should do is show a dick instead of have an 8-minute fucking music video on a boat.
Fuck, that movie's horrible. Dude.
They're fucking really bad.
Surprisingly, not a punt.
Yeah, not a punt. I'm actually shocked.
My number 46. This movie is extremely bad, and it represents all movies shot on video.
Okay.
This is a movie from, I believe, the late 80s, starring Tom Savini, and it's called The Ripper. and it basically is about Tom Savini plays Jack the Ripper, but he goes through time. It's like that show that they made.
You're selling me.
Yeah, but it's shot on video.
Oh, I'm out.
It was shot on VHS tape in the 80s, and it just like I hate all shot on video movies. Like I appreciate the effort, but it was not a format for a reason. It's just some cult shit that people like to watch, but it's terrible. Feeders included. All those movies fucking suck. This is my shot on video trash.
So my next one, number 46, represents a shitty era where comedy films were quite bad, and that era was called the 1990s. And when I was doing this list, I actually polled a bunch of people that I work with and talked to a bunch of my friends, like, "Hey, what are the worst movies you ever seen?" And someone said Dumb and Dumber 2, and I said, "You know what? I'm going to up the ante a little bit here and put something else on my list." Called Dumb and Dumber 1. I fucking hate this movie.
Hell yeah.
It is really, really, really stupid. And that's the point, but that doesn't make it good.
Well, I don't know if I want to reveal this on the podcast, but one time I was dating this girl.
Yeah.
And she told me her favorite movie was Dumb and Dumber.
That's a deal breaker.
Yeah.
Yeah. Was it over?
Yeah.
I feel like you have a lot of fucking stories about you breaking up with girls for having bad.
Well, that was
taste in films.
Ghostbusters 2 was the other one.
Yeah, was the Ghostbusters one. That one's a classic.
I just like, if you have that bad a taste in, like, if she said she liked Dumb and Dumber, I'd be like, all right. But it's your favorite movie?
I can shrug off liking Dumb and Dumber. If it's your favorite movie of all time, you're wrong.
Hopefully she doesn't listen to the pod. She might. I don't know.
No, I kind of hope she does, actually, to be honest.
I don't need that in my life. My number 45 is going to be the Brangelina classic called By the Sea. Have you ever seen this movie?
No, it's Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie.
Yeah, and they speak French the entire time.
Does Brad Pitt know how to do that?
Yeah,
apparently
poorly. It's like, it was almost like he's like, for fuck's sake, she made me learn French. Let's do a movie in French. And he's almost worse than I am.
Is it like the scene from Inglourious Bastards where he's speaking Italian?
Buongiorno.
Buongiorno.
Yeah, it's a lot like that. But it's a full movie. This shit's like 2 hours.
Is that what that scene from Inglourious Bastards is making fun of?
No, this movie came out like a year ago.
Oh, really? This is a new film. They're not together anymore, are they?
Nah.
Brangelina broke up. Who gets all 15 of those kids? All just her?
It came out in 2015. She wants custody of all of them, and Brad Pitt doesn't seem to give a fuck, really.
Yeah, I don't think. Brad Pitt. I feel like he's looking forward to the Batch life again.
You know, he was fucking the entire time, though.
Oh, so of course he was fucking. So my number 45 is a movie called Brothers Solomon. Have you ever seen this movie?
Oh yeah, I've seen Brothers Solomon.
Yeah, Brothers Solomon's fucking really bad. It's Will Forte, Will Arnett. And they hire a woman to make her pregnant. Yeah,
surrogate.
Yeah, and like the whole movie is just like, it's fucking gross. It's like fucking gross pregnant gags, the whole fucking movie. There's one gag in this movie where they write in the sky like an entire message, and it's like it's so long. It goes on for like fucking like 4 minutes, and it's just that fucking sky writing. This movie is horrific. Will Forte and Will Arnett should be ashamed of themselves. I don't know who directed this, but I feel like it was
Farrelly Brothers.
Yeah, was it the Farrelly Brothers?
Think you might have done back-to-back Farrelly Brothers.
Yeah, that might have been my bad, but I just want to shame these men for their bad taste. Did they also make Stuck on You with Matt Damon?
Right. Yeah, that happened to be that girl's second favorite movie.
No, she was like the Farrelly Brothers, dude.
Yeah, she was a Farrelly Brothers.
Nothing wrong with that. No, just kidding. There is something wrong with that.
So my next one,
44.
Child 44. That would have been a good spot. I fucked that up. Sorry, boys.
Yeah, but that movie's like not bottom 50.
It's 2. It's a 2-star. This movie, I hate putting anybody Korean on here, but when they come to Hollywood and make some bad shit, I'm not about it.
Yeah, I'm not about that life.
This one is, and it's probably the only time that Arnold's going to be on my list.
Arnold.
But this movie's called Last Stand with Johnny Knoxville, and it's one of the worst fucking movies I've ever seen in my life.
Last Stand. Johnny Knoxville and Arnold Schwarzenegger?
Yeah.
Is that Shitty Arnold?
Hello.
Did you come to the
Shitty Arnold?
Shitty Arnold? How did you punch your way in here?
Materialized.
Oh, good. Oh, God, that's terrifying.
Yes, I materialized. I'm a warlock at the high priest of Satan.
Arnold, what's going on with the Californian economy?
I don't know. I don't live there anymore. After they didn't reelect me,
They yeeted you out.
they yeeted me out.
Why did you make Last Stand? What is this movie?
Movie with Johnny Knoxville, good guy. He plays a character that's a little bit retarded.
I feel like he's not, though. Like, you say that Johnny Knoxville was a good guy, but like every time I see him in an interview,
Johnny Knoxville is extremely good. Extremely good man.
I feel like he is not. I feel like he's a douchebag.
No, he seems nice.
Does he seem nice?
Every interview I've seen with him, he seems nice.
No, he seems like a douchebag to me, but maybe I'm off base. Yeah,
I think Steve-O seems like a douchebag.
Thank you, Shitty Arnold. Okay, that's not a response. My number 44. Now, I put this one high because this one had a tremendously low budget, so I almost felt bad even putting it on here. But
by the way, with The Last Stand, that was a Korean director. He made I Saw the Devil, and then he made The Last Stand, and then he immediately went back and made that
Valley of Shadows, or
no, that movie that got that went instead of Handmaiden.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember what that was called.
Age
it was
of Shadows.
Age of Shadows, right? I know it's something of Shadows.
Awesome, but
I think Valley of Shadows. That's Swedish or something, isn't it?
Yeah, we're going to see that on Saturday.
Ooh, fuck yeah.
You'll probably find some way to escape it.
This Saturday?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, I'm going. So my number 44. Again, this is a movie with a tremendously low budget. This would have been way higher if it had any higher of a budget. It's a movie that I watched last year called A Meowy Christmas that you watched 5 minutes of and then was like,
to watch that. That's not a movie, dude.
I was like, I cannot do this. I think it had a budget of about $300. I don't know where I found this movie or like how I dug it up for the pod, but it's super bad.
Yeah,
like
I hate you for that.
Yeah, it's historically bad, actually. It's fucking monumentally bad. So yeah, Meowy Christmas. It's about a cat fucking trying to stop burglars. I think there was a rat named Phoebe in the movie or something like that.
Perfect.
Yeah. It's Home Alone, but with a cat.
So this next movie, it's not a Netflix original, but I don't know where else it would have aired beside Netflix. It's this movie called A Stand-Up Guy. Have you ever heard of this?
No.
Stand-Up Guy. So it's about a Italian mobster. Like a wise guy. He's like, one of these guys. And he tries to become a stand-up comedian. But here's the thing. If you're going to make a movie about stand-up comedian, you gotta be funny.
Gotta make
funny. This guy's not funny at all, but it's because it's a movie, it's like his meteoric rise from gangster to stand-up comedian. And you're like, okay, but he's not saying anything funny in this movie.
I get the concept, and I see where the joke is, but you can't.
Because like that's like one of the things with it. Like if you watch any mobster movie, like there's always like the funny guy, right? The funny wise guy. He's cracking jokes. Funny like a clown. Funny ha.
Yeah, funny ha. Funny how. Funny how.
Yeah, it's terrible. Don't watch that movie.
Hey, just fucking you know what? Make that movie again, but have Joe Pesci write it. There you go.
Hell yeah.
Have him write it and star. So my number 43 is a bit of a recent one. We talked about it on the show last year. It is one of the worst horror movies I've ever seen. It's called Leatherface.
Ooh, I don't know. That might not a punt.
That one's not a punt. Leatherface fucking blows, dude. This movie's so bad.
Yeah, now that I think about it, that is one of the worst movies I've ever fucking seen.
Yeah,
that deserves to be on here.
It's like that same Robert Zombert shit where it's like they take the serial killer and are like trying to make you like him, and it's like, I don't want to though. I understand what you're doing, but I don't want to like the villain.
Yeah, I don't need this in my life.
He's literally murderer. Why are you trying to fucking play down murder?
He's a fat guy.
He's a big old fat guy. Kill that bitch, Bubba.
Kill that bitch, Bubba. My number 42 wouldn't be a list without Bradley Cooper on it. This is Burnt.
Burnt.
You ever seen Burnt?
No, isn't this what he plays like a chef?
Yeah, he plays like an Anthony Bourdain type.
How the fuck did I sidestep watching this?
You didn't want to watch it, and you made a good choice because it's fucking horrible. This is like this movie is the perfect example of an Oscar bait movie that hits all of the wrong points.
Yeah,
because again, he's a scumbag that doesn't want to get better, and he does by the end. I think I don't really remember, but it's one of those movies that's just so dramatic. Just for the sake of trying to win an Oscar. It's so dramatic. And the stakes aren't even that high. He's just a chef.
Yeah, I've heard nothing but bad things, but I'm glad to hear that it's so bad that you put it on your bottom 50. This man who's seen 35,000 films in his life.
Well, I needed to have a food movie on there because there's so many bad chef movies, so many bad romantic comedies. Not chef,
but then you got John Favreau's Chef.
That's a great movie that no one likes, though.
Yeah, for some reason. I've heard
everyone I've ever talked to is like, "Oh, it's a 1-star."
Yeah, I've heard people say they don't like that movie, and I'm like, "Whoa, what? What do you mean? It's John Leguizamo and John Favreau going across country in a fucking Cubano van."
It's a Cubano van.
Fucking what do you hate about that?
That's number 42 there, Chadley. We got to get through this list, bud.
Oh, shit. My number 42 is called The Three Stooges.
I've never seen that. Will Sasso, though.
Yeah,
come on the pod. He will come on the pod.
Yeah. Don't be careful what you wish for, because Will Sasso will show up. Yeah, it is Will Sasso, and it's that other guy whose name I don't remember, who's from like Will and Grace. And I don't remember who the third guy is, but this movie is fucking terrible, dude. It's like all of like these bad. It's a movie about making movies, which we notoriously love, but it's all the wrong fucking hit.
Right.
Yeah, and like it's Three Stooges-esque comedy, which worked in the 30s, but this movie was made in like 2009 or 2008.
That's tough,
and they're still doing like I'm like, gonna punch you in the ball sack. Like it's like that sort of
that's
shit.
Pretty funny though.
In theory it's funnier when I do it because I land the joke, but they don't land the jokes.
No, Will Sasso is a funny man though.
Yeah, it's true. Will Sasso is funny as fuck.
Dude, in Super Troopers 2, Will Sasso might be the best part of it.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Will Sasso rules in that movie.
French Canadian.
Super French Canadian.
Yeah. So my next one, it wouldn't be a list without Michael Shannon and JGL on this motherfucker. This is Premium Rush.
Oh, the bike movie?
Yeah, the bike movie.
Yeah, this movie fucking blows. Good buddy Lauxie dragged me to this fucking movie in cinemas.
Hey, why? It's a bike messenger movie. Who gives a shit?
Apparently, good buddy Lauxie gives a shit.
Why was Michael Shannon's character so evil? Stereotypically evil, nasty, mean.
He was a nasty, evil witch man.
But it's about bike messengers.
Like,
oh my god, I'm gonna lose it. This is like one of the worst fucking movies, not only ever made, but will ever be made.
Yeah, Premium Rush fucking blows, dude. Really, really bad. My number 41.
Yeah,
I've told you about this movie before because it's fucking legendary. It's called Basket Case.
Haven't seen that.
Yeah, this movie's really whack. It's about this dude who cuts. He's like has a conjoined twin who's like all fucking deformed, and he gets it cut off, and then he keeps the conformed twin.
Sick.
And the conjoined twin, and then the conjoined twin is like a little lumpy man, like a little lumpy gross monster thing, and the gross monster thing fucks people. It's really
how does he
really
fuck
them? He kills them first, and then he just like there's a part where the guy comes in and he's killed the guy's girlfriend, and the guy's like the guy's like, no, you killed my girlfriend, and the basket thing is just like on top of the lady, and it's like
mean, nasty, brutal.
Yeah, and then he feeds it rats into the basket because he keeps it in a basket because it's a fucking weird monster thing. Yeah, and that's Basket Case. Basket Case is fucking whack.
My number 40, it wouldn't be a list without Joel Schumacher, and it won't be the last.
Yeah.
Joel Schumacher on this list.
You got to bring him up.
My first one is going to be St. Elmo's Fire, starring the Brat Pack, Emilio Estevez, all the boys.
I've never seen this movie.
This is one of the just like, I get why people like it because they like this generation of actors, but it's a fucking school reunion of all shitheads doing shithead things in a shithead bar. Fuck this movie.
My number 40 is a whack movie that I bet nobody listening has ever heard of. My number 40 is called The FP. You ever heard of this movie?
Yeah, you told me about this movie. It's a Dance Dance Revolution movie.
Yes, it's a Dance Dance Revolution movie. So essentially what it's about is that you have there's a second one, I think, or at least they're making a second one. But they're essentially it's like post-apocalyptic and gangs have taken over, but instead of murdering people, they play Dance Dance Revolution to death. To death, Chadley. This is like a Jean-Claude Van Damme movie. It sure does, dude. But don't worry, nobody good is in it. It's fucking super whack, and then it turns into a dumb love story because, like, the idea of playing Dance Dance Revolution to death is way fun. But don't worry, they make it not fun, and they make everybody wear special boots in it for some reason. That's one thing I do remember is everybody has to wear fucking special boots to play the Dance Dance Revolution pad.
interesting. Doesn't really sound like a real movie, but I believe
It is a real movie.
My number 39. Now, this one hurts me a little bit because, as we know, Michael Crichton's one of my favorite authors.
Oh, no.
But he has one notoriously terrible book called Eaters of Death. Good title. It was turned into an equally shitty movie with Antonio Banderas called The 13th Warrior. It's a movie about a guy from the Middle East that finds his way to hang out with these Vikings, and he becomes the 13th warrior. And in it, they kind of play like the Beowulf story where there's like it's not Grundle, but it's like a type of character like that attacks the city. So it's basically what it was is a challenge for Michael Crichton to see if he could make Beowulf an interesting book. And he didn't.
And guess what, Michael Crichton? He can't.
And then they also made a really terrible movie version called The 13th Warrior.
Yeah. So my number 39, look, I could not possibly have a list like this without talking about my boy Rob Schneider. I'm sure this won't be the last time I talk about him. So this is a movie called Big Stan. I don't know if you've ever heard of this movie.
Very close to being a punt, but not.
Yeah, Big Stan is quite bad. It's Rob Schneider. Essentially, he's like going to prison for like tax fraud or something stupid like that, like something that a white guy would do. And so essentially, you remember that movie Get Hard? With Will Ferrell.
Sure, reviewed it.
It's like this, but with only one character instead of two.
Yeah.
And it's like him just being like, I'm going to get raped in prison. And then turns out everybody wants to be his best friend. And he like starts like a positive environment inside the prison yard. And it's really fucking stupid. And I hate it a lot. Big Stan is horrific.
Now, this next one is going to represent all of like weird canon films, those weird action films from the 80s. Jean-Claude Van Damme was in a lot of them. I like a lot of them, but they're all terribly made. And this one in particular, a movie called Lady Terminator.
Lady Terminator? Do not make this.
It has nothing to do with Terminator.
Of course it doesn't.
Or any Terminators, really. She was just like an assassin. They just called it Lady Terminator to cash in on the Terminator name. And it's fucking terrible, dude. But it's fun to watch. That's for sure. A lot of kitties in it and stuff.
Fucking shameless.
I think I think this one was one of the Italian ones that was overdubbed, if I recall correctly. There's a lot of that kind of movie get made in the 80s.
You fucking guys. You absolute fucking guys.
There's a lot of those movies that were made in Italy, and they were like the post-apocalyptic, like Mad Max, like the Exterminators and shit. Yeah. All of those movies could have made my list, but I'm only putting Lady Terminator on here.
Only one. My number 38 is a movie we've talked about. It's a pretty recent movie called The Emoji Movie.
Oh, that's almost a punt.
Yeah.
But not quite.
Almost a punt, not quite a punt. So this movie is really bad. Obviously, what this movie is about is Jason Sudeikis.
T.J. Miller plays the Thing.
Yeah, T.J. Miller plays the Thing. Yeah, that's correct. And
it's a thing.
Yeah. Fucking Jason Sudeikis is in this movie?
I don't know. Do we need to talk about it? We did a full review on it.
It's okay. I don't really remember it that much. Except this movie also, they play Dance Dance Revolution.
Oh, that's true. A lot of Dance Dance on this list. That's a good theme.
Yeah, can't stop hating on Dance Dance Revolution. I also don't like that game. So that's my 38 is
my 37. It wouldn't be a bottom 50 list without Steven Spielberg's War Horse on this bad boy.
Oh shit! Yeah,
dude, I hate War Horse with a burning passion.
War Horse is
another movie that's just fucking Oscar bait dog
and
shit. It's so sentimental.
It's so long.
Oh, 2.5 hours? But horse, fuck yourself.
Yeah, obviously that's fucking insane. My number 37 is a movie where a gentleman fucking cooks and eats a man's testicles and then fucking does a boiling fucking waterboard on another guy. That's The Human Centipede Part 3.
Oh, that's gonna be a punt.
That one's gonna be a punt. The Human Centipede Part 3 is gross and really bad, especially because they're really just trying to fuck with you now at this point and make really gross shit.
Our boy Tom Six.
Our boy Tom Six.
He wanted to come on the pod.
Dude, Tom Six?
Yeah.
Dude, Tom Six is great because he looks like Johnny Depp from Fear and Loathing. But yeah, Human Centipede 3. Look, if the least gross thing in your movie is 100-person human centipede, go back to the drawing board. Maybe try not to fuck with us that much. This movie sucks.
Yeah. So my next one.
Tom Six, come on the pod.
Tom Six will come on the pod. Do not ask. Watch what you wish for. My number 36 is going to be a movie called Holy Motors. This is a French movie. It's a bunch of vignettes, kind of, but it has an overarching story.
Is it French movie 43?
Yeah, kind of. But like, it's one of those movies that people think is profound, but isn't.
Oh, good. Perfect.
It's one of those movies. And then like at the end, it's like, because the entire time takes place like there's this limousine that's taking people around. Then it does like skits with all the people in the limousine, and then it ends with all the limousines coming into the garage, and then they start talking like humans to each other for like 5 minutes, and you're like,
the limousines?
Yeah, the limousines.
What?
They like the hoods open up and start talking.
Like the pod bots?
Yeah, like the pod bots.
By the way, I hope they haven't been picked up on the mic, but they will not shut the fuck up.
Yeah, they're
talking really
blathering over there.
Yeah, they're blathering.
Like a couple old Jewish ladies.
They're also having the same 8-minute conversation on a loop, by the way.
Yeah, about boy parties and stuff.
Yeah, about boy parties. My number 36, this is a movie I don't want to linger too hard on because it's one of those ones you expect to see on a list like this. It's Super Babies, Baby Geniuses 2. Okay.
I don't think I saw that one.
Yeah, this movie is fucking really bad. It's I think like the baby tries to fuck his babysitter at some point, but like not really because it's a kid's movie. But you know, he's trying to fuck his babysitter. Yeah. But it's like basically a movie about babies who are superheroes. They have an underground lab and all this shit. It's like Look Who's Talking, but way worse. And that movie's also not.
Yeah, Look Who's Talking is bad.
Yeah, that one at least had John Travolta. This one has John Voight as the villain. Yeah.
I don't know if I'm too mad at that.
I am. I'm mad that John Voight would appear in such a film.
A lot of people do a lot of weird things.
Yeah, Malcolm McDowell shows up in a Robert Zombert Halloween reboot.
I don't know why you find that weird.
It seems insane to me. Although, however, Malcolm McDowell was also in Halloween.
The bottom half of his fucking IMDb, Malcolm McDowell.
Yeah, that's true. He was
also the worst movies of all time.
He was also in Home Alone Holiday Heist, so I think that's like the 5th.
My number 35, it wouldn't be a fucking list without Tim Burton on it, and I had trouble choosing, but I went with Big Fish because fuck Big Fish.
Dude,
I don't get why people like Big Fish even a little bit.
Yeah, fuck Big Fish for sure. Ewan McGregor and who plays old Ewan McGregor?
It's gives a shit, dude. It's fucking stupid. There's a talking fish. Go fuck you, Dennis Villeneuve. You can't have a movie with talking fish. Then you ever seen that talking fish Villeneuve movie? It's real French as shit.
No,
French
I've never seen that.
Yeah, it's crazy. That's a crazy one too. Male violent.
My number 35 is a movie that actually has caused me much anguish in my life. Not only because I had to watch it for pod, but also because I made a bet that this movie was going to do well, and I lost said bet and had to eat a Carolina Reaper pepper on air.
Yeah, God, you're dumb.
This movie is.
How did you think that was going to do 70? No, you
70%.
70, and I was going to give you 50.
So this movie is obviously Josh Trank's Fantastic Four. I've got a few superhero movies on here. I tried to limit how many superhero movies I had, but like there's
I got the big hitters. I got some big hitters.
There's too many shitty ones to have just one, and Fantastic Four from 2015 is absolutely one of the worst ones.
Some hitters.
Yeah, it's fucking brutal because it ends before it
Michael begins. Basketball Jordan, I'm so sad of the stain on your career. The rest of those people I don't give a fuck about. Michael Basketball Jordan, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, I'm so sorry this happened to you. Miles Teller, your career may die.
Shit. He was in Get a Job. He was in all those shitty B romantic comedies.
Miles Teller, you did this to yourself.
He was already in shitty movies.
Yeah, that's true. But he did Whiplash, so like a part of me and he did what's that one that he did with it's actually really good. And it's like a coming of age movie.
Yeah, and Magnificent Now or whatever.
Spectacular Now. Yeah, that movie's also fucking really good. I like that movie a lot.
Only the Brave, fucking awesome.
I haven't seen that yet. That's
really good.
Isn't it Jeff Bridges?
No, Bridges is in it, and Josh Brolin's the main guy.
Oh, Brolin, my boy. Wait, those are the same dude. That's the same dude. You can't put both those dudes in the same.
Very similar.
No, that's the same.
Very similar. They're both barely moving their mouth in this movie too.
Oh God. Only the Brave.
My number 34 wouldn't be a list without our boy Hayden Christensen and Nick Cage. This is Outcast.
Oh yeah, Outcast. That's right.
Oh shit, who's coming in?
Who's coming in?
Hey guys, it's me, Shitty Nick Cage.
Shitty Nick Cage. How do you feel that we were just talking about you on the 50 worst films of all time?
Well, I wouldn't be surprised if I'm on there a couple more times with all my 5-star films.
You are. You absolutely.
I like the recognition. I really like the recognition.
You just like to hear your name, hey?
That's right. Yeah.
You just really like to hear your name.
Materialize.
We're being incredibly negative, Nick Cage.
No, but I see all press as good press.
Oh, okay, yeah. Well, you're wrong, but that's okay. My number 34. Now, this is a real movie that I'm going to talk to you about for a minute because it's really whack that this movie exists. It's called Terror in Tiny Town.
Oh, yeah?
Terror in Tiny Town was made in the 30s or the 40s or something, that era of movies, and it's a spaghetti western, and it's like a classic spaghetti western. It's got a pretty classic setup. I don't remember exactly what it is, but here's the kicker, okay, is that every member of the cast is a little person. And
I've heard of this,
and it's incredibly disrespectful to them, and
but it's not like freaks, like it's not good.
Yeah, it's not good. But here's the thing, is that I would feel less bad about it if I knew that these people signed on for this. But doing some digging, here's what I found out about this movie, is that the people who are in this are the same people who play the Munchkins in The Wizard of Oz.
Right.
And these people did not have a choice to do this. They were owned by they were owned. It was a different time.
That's probably like Freaks too. I didn't do any research into that, but that movie's similar.
They were owned by like an entertainment company, and they were contracted out to do this.
Oh boy.
Yeah,
that's
so
tough.
It's pretty fucked up, and it makes it crazier how disrespectful it is because you know that not a small person wrote this movie.
Well, I mean, that's not surprising.
It is tough to say.
I don't even think fucking our boy, what's that Game of Thrones motherfucker?
P. Dink?
Yeah, I don't even think Dinklage has ever written anything.
Yeah, that's true. Very true.
Come on.
Come on.
My number 33, it wouldn't be a list without Joel Schumacher twice. This is Flatliners.
This is with Kiefer, right?
Kiefer.
Yeah, I've never seen this. I've never seen
Oliver Platt.
The sequel with Ellen Page.
I couldn't possibly watch the sequel after watching the first one, even though
Did you watch the first one in preparation for the sequel, and then
that's right,
cannot do this?
I couldn't possibly do that.
Oh my god!
It's just one of those. It's just a shitty '90s thriller that Joel Schumacher slapped his name all over the fucking guy.
Yeah, fucking guy. Why are you proud of this? My number 33. Hey, remember in 2003?
Yes.
They made a movie with Paul Giamatti, and it was called Big Fat Liar.
Yeah.
And it was Frankie Muniz as well.
Yeah.
Now, imagine this, okay? Let's just fast forward a second to 2017. Imagine wanting to write a sequel to said film.
Right. But that movie was kind of cool because they had a lot of the backlot stuff at Universal Studios.
Absolutely. However, 15 years later, they wrote a sequel to this.
Was it the same type? It was exactly the same movie, I'm guessing?
It was exactly the same movie with worse actors and less money. Right. This one's called Bigger, Fatter Liar. And it's about a kid.
I do remember that name.
Yeah, it's about a kid who comes up with a video game idea. This came out like last year. I saw it. He comes up with an idea for a video game for a school project, and then some bigwig dude steals it and starts making the game. And then he is like, this guy stole my game, and also he's got a tiny penis or something like that.
Oh, yeah. So it's the same plot as that Paul Verhoeven movie Elle, but like with less rape.
Yeah, it's exactly that, and more Bryan Singer boy parties. It's fucking terrible. At the end of the game, essentially, the guy who stole, he like owns like a video game company. The guy who stole the idea like goes to jail, and then the kid takes over the company, and it's like that's not how business works. That's not commerce. You fucking guys.
Commerce. We love commerce.
So that is my number.
Speaking
33.
of commerce, my number 32, Robert Redford's passion project, All Is Lost. Hey, you want to see a guy on boat for 2 hours? Go fuck yourself.
Is Chandler who made this movie?
Maybe.
I forget what his name is.
The same guy that did that Most Violent Year thing?
Yeah. I forget what that guy's name is. Something Chandler something.
J.C. Chandor,
right? J.C. Chandor. Yeah, All Is Lost fucking blows. This was almost a punt, but not quite. I do agree. Like, it's really about nothing. It's Robert Redford on a boat just going like, ugh!
It's a guy on boat that's bad at being on boat.
Yeah, it's like, come on, guy. You got a fucking satellite phone.
I need you to be better on boat if you're going to be on boat.
Hey, is Shitty Nick Cage still here?
Yeah, he's around.
Could you call him in here? I can't see.
Hey, Shitty Nick Cage. Hey guys.
Hey man.
Shitty Nick Cage.
Hey, Shitty Nick Cage. I just wanted to bring you onto the pod real quick to talk to you about my number 32 worst film of all time.
What's that going to be?
Talk to me about Left Behind.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Left Behind, the Christian propaganda movie. Are you even Christian?
Yeah, I'm a Christian, man.
Are you? I mean, I guess you would be.
I go to mass. I'm a Catholic. I go to mass with my uncle.
Your uncle?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Francis Ford Coppola.
Okay. Yeah. All right. I don't want to talk about that anymore.
My Catholic Italian uncle.
So my number 32 is, of course, Left Behind. This is the Christian propaganda movie. Originally a Kirk Cameron movie.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
In the early 2000s, and then they remade it with Nicolas Cage just a couple of years ago, and it's horrible.
I'll tell you what about Left Behind. That's a punt, and it's coming up soon, so I'm going to move on to my next one.
Thank Christ.
31, and this is going to be. I hate that David Michael, whatever his fucking name is, keeps tricking me with it.
Oh, David Robert Mitchell?
Or David Robert Mitchell. So I'm putting Under the Silver Dome on my list.
Oh, shit.
Because I'm just that pissed off that he keeps tricking me.
Under the Silver Lake, isn't it?
Under the Silver Lake, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I haven't seen this movie yet, but I kind of want to see it. Like, it sounds good.
No, it's not.
It's like the way you describe it sounds really wacky and it sounds good. My number 31. Oh man, I am so sorry. I'm so sorry to my boy Michael Jackson.
Oh,
why the fuck would you ever be in a movie called The Wiz?
No,
guy. Why would you do this? Why would you ever be in a movie called The fucking Wiz? The Wiz is so bad.
No, I don't agree.
This is definitely a controversial opinion, but I hate The Wiz.
You're racist.
No, I'm not.
You're extremely racist. You're fat and racist. This is crazy.
No, it's just a really
that we're revealing this
movie.
on episode 200 that you're fat and also racist.
It's just a really fucking stupid movie where Michael Jackson plays the Scarecrow and they sing far too much.
It's a musical, bitch.
Yeah, but fucking those songs all gotta be 9 minutes.
It's literally adapted from the stage play.
Yeah, I hate it though. I do not like The Wiz.
You're insane. My number 30 wouldn't be a list without Robin Williams on here. Toys.
Oh, shit.
Toys is one of the worst movies of all time.
Isn't Joan Cusack also in this movie?
Maybe.
I'm pretty sure she plays the lady.
He plays this fucking like Charlie Willy Wonka type character.
Yeah, but bad.
But terrible. And there's like all this 9/11 imagery, even though it was 10 years before 9/11.
Hey, why are you guys so obsessed with 9/11? What the fuck? Oh, my number 30. I'm really excited to talk about this one because, man, this is a movie. There's very few movies, because like even on the rest of my list, there's very few movies that get me as sweaty and worked up as this one. My number 30 is Tree of Life.
Ooh, that's going to be a punt. That's going to be a heavy punt.
Terrence Malick making the shittiest movie I've ever seen, where Brad Pitt is fucking raptors and nobody knows what's going on. He's looking at raptors
and like he's thinking about fucking them all.
It's like, what's going on in this movie?
He zooms in his eyes. Like, when you die, this is the face that you're going to see over your bed. That's Brad Pitt looking at raptors that he's going to fuck. This is a giant smile.
It was very difficult to decide between this and what was that music one with Fast Finger?
Oh boy, I don't know. Song to Song.
Song to Song,
yes.
Song to Song.
But also Knight of Cups, which I don't know if you've seen.
I've never seen that one. I've heard that one's kind of better, though.
It's better, but still bad.
So it was hard to decide between Tree of Life and Song to Song. And you know what made me fucking go with Tree of Life? And this is going to sound really douchey, but I went with Tree of Life because this movie was fucking nommed. Dude, this was a Best Picture nomination.
I also went with this because it's universally acclaimed, or universally loved.
Yeah, which
further down my list. Though.
God damn, that makes
my number 29 is going to be that Ninja Turtles remake thing.
Oh, the Michael Bay one?
Yeah, the Michael Bay one.
With Megan Fox?
Yes.
Yeah, this movie's really bad. This was the first movie we ever reviewed together.
That was one of them.
Yeah. Yeah, it was on the second episode of this show.
And it's fucking terrible, dude. Do not show me this, Michael Bay. Do not make this.
I've heard people say
second one I like more.
The second one's good. I kind of like the second one. But the first one is fucking really bad. So my number 29 is a movie that maybe you've never heard of, but everybody should hear about it and see it once at the very least. My number 29 is called Cool as Ice. Have you ever heard of this?
Oh, movie? Yeah. I know about Cool as Ice.
This is a movie where Vanilla Ice essentially plays himself being
it's Purple Rain, but bad.
Yeah, he's essentially like being a humongous asshole, and the the town pretty girl is like dating like the smart, intelligent, nice, funny, handsome guy, and she's like, nah, I don't want any of that safe shit. I want to hop on Vanilla Ice's dick. And there's like a scene where he fucking jumps a fence with a motorcycle and lands on a person. It's really crazy. This movie's dumb as shit.
My number 26 wouldn't be a list without Tom
26,
Cruise.
you mean 29?
Nope, 28.
Oh, right, 28.
But it wouldn't be a list without Tom Cruise. So Rock of Ages is making it on.
Fuck! Oh shit! I forgot this
Ooh,
movie.
that sounds like a bunt.
That's an unintentional non-punt,
Dude. This is one of the easiest half stars I've ever seen.
It's fucking really bad. And you know what makes it so bad? Is that Julianne Hough is fucking lifeless, dude. She is the least entertaining person to watch on screen, like in Hollywood currently. I don't even think she does it anymore. I think she's like those fucking yoga videos now that you can rent on YouTube.
Yeah, where she's like naked and shit.
Yeah, she's almost naked. She's in like a one-piece bathing suit for some reason doing yoga.
Gotcha.
You're like, why are you in a one-piece bathing suit doing yoga?
What do you got?
My number 28 is a movie called Idle Hands.
Oh, Idle Hands.
Idle Hands. This is with Seth
I
Green.
kind of like it. Idle Hands. Though.
No, you don't.
Yeah, I kind of like it.
You don't fuck
I do
with
kind
Idle
of
Hands.
like it, yeah.
So it's like
I do fuck with it quite a bit.
It's about these stoner kids, and one of them cuts his hands off by accident, and then the hand comes alive and becomes possessed by the devil. And so the hand is trying to kill them the whole
You're really
movie.
selling it. That sounds awesome. I love devil stuff.
Yeah, but it is bad. It's very bad.
My number 27 wouldn't be a list without some superhero shit on here. Let's go with Amazing Spider-Man Part 2.
Amazing Spider-Man Part 2 is really bad.
Yeah, is that a bunt or not?
That's a bunt. Yeah, I don't have it. Oh wait, no, it was on my list, but I had to kick it for some other
For
stuff.
my money, it's one of the worst superhero movies you can buy.
Yeah, it's really quite awful.
God, with his gapped teeth, fucking Jamie Foxx gapped teeth.
Yeah, fucking the
Goddamn
gap teeth
fucking breaks
filling
her-
in.
Break Zod's neck.
Yeah, that's a different
damn it,
movie,
dude.
dude. That's Man of Steel.
He does break her neck, though. He
Yeah.
does break the lady's neck.
Yeah, fantastic. My number 27. Now, I wanted to pick one film out of this ungodly trilogy, and that is God's Not Dead Part 2.
Ooh, that's almost a bunt.
Almost a bunt?
As in, I got 3
Oh, shit.
coming up.
Because here's the thing, is that they're all bad, but this one is the farthest from making a point, I think, because this one, straight up, this teacher starts teaching about the Bible
Yeah,
in
that
class.
one is terrible.
And it's Melissa Joan Hart, who, like, you spent your entire childhood playing a witchcraft character. You can't
Are you religious now?
yeah, you can't come back from that, you fucking lady. So yeah, that's God's Not Dead Part 2.
Hey, Shitty Nick Cage, get over here.
Oh, Shitty Nick Cage coming back?
Hey guys, it's me, Shitty Nick Cage.
Hi, Shitty Nick Cage.
Can you guess what my number 26 is? Is it Left Behind? That'd be exactly correct. I know you're looking at my page, so you cheated, but you can have some points for that, I guess. Hey, Shitty Nick Cage, this movie's fucking terrible.
It's also on both of our lists, so you have to answer to this.
That one might hit our top 10 because we got to have stuff that are on both our lists.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Nick Cage, we obviously hate your movie Left Behind.
No, it's well, you know what? It's a 4-star film.
That's wrong. That is straight wrong. All right, Shitty Nick Cage, get out of here. We got to talk about my number 26. You ever see a movie called Cat in the Hat?
Sure have.
This is Mike Myers at his absolute worst.
I think that movie's pretty interesting, though.
It's mostly like him, like low key making jokes about raping kids, and it's like
it's a Bryan Singer boy part. That's what that bad boy is.
You cannot get away with doing this. It does not look very good. It's also not a thing that should be a movie. It's a fucking 30-word book.
Yeah, that's all Dr. Seuss stuff, though, and they made some good movies.
Yeah, true. The Grinch.
The
Grinch is pretty good, though. Robert Norton. Wow.
I'm gonna drown you in my green cum.
Yeah,
Grinch impression.
Yeah, classic. That's a classic Ron Howard written line.
Yeah, my number 25 is going to be a Samuel L. Jackson vehicle. You put some sunglasses and a cop outfit on him, and baby, you got Lakeview Terrace.
Patrick Wilson's the other guy in this movie?
Yeah,
this movie's really bad.
because he's dating a black lady, and it's about racism, and Samuel L. Jackson doesn't quite like that, so he ends up like trying to kill him and stuff.
Yeah,
it's
but
really shitty. Saw it in theaters. I wanted to kill myself.
Isn't this one that Loxy dragged us to?
Nah, I went to it with our good friend of the pod, Sheldon Richardson. I'm gonna full gov him.
You govved
You can
him.
go find him on Facebook because he deleted me. So he's a cocksucker, is what he is.
Dude, Sheldon Richardson used to have parties in high school, and he would invite literally everybody in my friends group except for me.
Yeah, me too. I wasn't invited.
Yeah, intentionally. What a cock.
Oh yeah, he did invite me to Lakeview Terrace, and he had seen it previously. He's like, "You want to go see a movie?" I'm like, "All right, yeah, Lakeview Terrace." And he's like, "All right, I've seen that." And then the next week, he was like, "You want to go see a movie?" I'm like, "Okay." I want to see Jennifer's Body, and he's like, "Okay, I already seen that." So he saw Jennifer's Body and Lakeview Terrace twice.
Dude, fucking Jennifer's Body almost tapped my list, dude. Why does this guy like shitty movies? I saw him in a fucking mall last year. Just fucking saw him in a mall.
Yeah, go find him on Facebook.
Yeah, go find him on Facebook. Beat the shit out of him. I don't care. 25. My number 25. We're officially halfway through the list. My number 25. You know what? Wouldn't be a list without Robert Rodriguez. And I do love him.
Don't do this.
I do love
Robert Rodriguez is one of my favorites.
He is good, but he did make a movie with William H. Macy called Shorts.
Right. Okay, that deserves it.
Which is the movie about the magic wishing rock. And there's like an amazing joke in there.
That period where he was making kids movies was very strange, to be honest.
It was very weird. There's an amazing joke in this one that I just want to talk about because it's just the most preposterous thing ever. There's a part where they have the rock and the one kid is like, wish for telekinesis. And the other kid goes, I wish for telephonesis. And then his ears turn into telephones.
Right. I saw it in the trailer. I never saw the movie, though.
Oh, the movie's really bad. And William H. Macy is a wasted talent. But why does saying telephonesis give you telephone ears?
Who knows?
That is a question I have for anybody, to be honest. Yeah, this movie is really fucking bad. Magical wishing rock, horrific.
Hail Satan, it wouldn't be my list without Saving Christmas.
Saving Christmas. Santa is the man.
Santa's cool, and also Jesus.
That's going to be a punt.
That sounds like a heavy punt. So why don't we move on to your 24? We can talk about that later.
My number 24, again, wouldn't be a shitty movie list without one of the shittiest directors that people think is good for some reason, Kevin Smith.
Oh, I don't know about all this.
He's very bad, and he made a really bad movie called Yoga Hosers.
Okay, I'll allow that one. If it was Tusk, I would have come over there and beat the shit out of you.
No,
For sure I would have.
No, Tusk is a 1 star, but it's not a half ski. Everything on here is a half.
Absolutely right.
And Yoga Hosers is fucking unbelievably shitty. This is the movie about sausages that are also Nazis, and I get that.
Sausage Nazis.
Yeah, I get Bratzies. That's what they are. Bratzies. And I get the joke that Kevin Smith thinks is funny here. I do understand.
Bratzies.
But it's not funny at all, and it's actually quite bad.
Yeah, I agree. That's movie's terrible, even though I think you're a little hard on Kevin Smith. I think the world's a little hard on Kevin Smith. Sure, he doesn't make the best movies of all time.
I like Chasing Amy. I think that movie's legit good.
But I think his work is more influential than people give him credit for.
No, I'd agree with that.
He made that movie with his only $5,000, and he basically started that wave of indie filmmaking.
The first Clerks is fine.
Dynamite. You wouldn't have those movies.
The first Clerks is fine. It's just the shit that came after, like Mallrats. Like that movie's fucking blows.
It's all right.
That movie's. You know what? There's some Michael Rooker. There's some good Michael Rooker stuff in there. Actually, there's some good Benji Affleck too. Dogma, however, has nothing good about it. That movie kind of sucks.
Hasn't aged too well. Buddy Christ, though.
Yeah, Buddy Christ.
My number 23 is going to be a movie that came out last year. I don't know if we talked about it, but it's one of the movies of all time called Downsizing.
Oh, yeah, we never did talk about it, but I have seen this movie, and it barely scraped off my list.
Payne? Why?
Yeah, Alexander
Why did
Payne.
you do this?
Hey,
you
Alexander
the racist
Payne.
Asian lady.
Yeah, the racist Asian lady.
This movie's incredible for 15 minutes.
Christoph Waltz is playing a surfboarder or something.
Yeah, he's a beach goth.
And then here's the thing. I have 9 million questions for why this movie was made because the concept is interesting.
Yeah, it's pretty good for the first 15 minutes.
And then because like the idea is
you see his hog in it. You see Matt Damon's hog in it.
You do see the Matt Damon dick. And then Jason Sudeikis is also in it, kinda, and then Kristen Wiig's in it, kinda. Yeah, kinda.
Mostly the Asian lady doing the racist accent the entire time.
Yeah, it's
really grating, extremely grating.
Yeah.
What's your number 23 there, Chadley?
My number 23 wouldn't be a list without some National Lampoon, particularly some
recipes Doug Kenny?
Yeah, recipes, some post Doug Kenny National Lampoon. This is a little movie called Pledge This.
I don't know that one.
This is
they're all kind of the same movie,
yeah,
though.
don't worry about it. It's a movie with Paris Hilton about sororities.
Ooh, okay.
I've told you everything you need to know. Moving on.
We're going to move on to my number 22, and this is going to be God Is Not Dead. I put part 3, but now that you mention it, I think part 2 might be worse. So this is just going to represent the entire franchise. I never saw the first one, but I bet it's terrible.
Yeah, the whole shebang.
I hate Christian propaganda. I just do. I hate it.
Yeah, I actually have a lot of Christian propaganda in the rest of my list here. My number 22. I don't know if you've ever seen this. You like Mark Addy? I don't
know if I know who Mark Addy is.
Actor Mark Addy. Well, he decided to be in a sequel to a movie he wasn't in called Flintstones in Viva Rock Vegas.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. Hey,
never saw Viva Rock Vegas. I did see the other one though.
Yeah, the one where John Goodman was perfectly cast.
Yeah.
Where he was perfectly cast, and then Barney was Rick Moranis, which is also perfect.
Well, this was the one that had like Stephen Baldwin as Barney.
Yes,
right?
Yes, it does have Stephen Baldwin.
Who is
Rosie O'Donnell's in the original.
Oh, right. Okay.
And that kind of makes sense. She plays Petty.
Yeah.
And that kind of makes sense. I don't remember who the women are in this movie, but it's also bad people.
It's not. Oh, that's weird that you're fat, racist, and sexist.
But yeah, Mark Addy, Stephen Baldwin, Viva Rock Vegas. Rock Vegas. Come on,
it wouldn't be
guys.
My list if my number 21 wasn't a Harmony Korine movie called Gummo.
Gummo fucking blows.
Gummo's real bad.
People like this movie.
People like a lot of Harmony Korine. Spring Breakers, Trash Hunters.
I've literally never got to the end of Spring Breakers. It's so bad. I cannot do it.
Yeah.
It's fucking unbelievably shitty.
What do you got?
Where are we? 21?
21.
Now, this is a movie, once again, people famously like, and they think that it pioneered an entire genre, which it kind of did, but that doesn't mean it's good. My number 21 is The Blair Witch Project. Oh,
okay. I've never seen it.
I hate this fucking movie. It's so dumb, and it's not about anything.
Oh, here's the thing, though. It definitely pioneered that genre.
Yeah, it certainly did.
And I don't like that you downplayed that.
Yeah, well, I don't think that means it's a good movie.
Okay.
I think Cloverfield helped pioneer that genre also.
Cloverfield came out literally 15 years later.
You can't say literally before, because it was 3 years later.
It was 15 years later.
You fucking guy. Yeah, so Blair Witch Project is my number 21.
Speaking of, this wouldn't be a list if there wasn't some misogyny on here. Remember Tucker Max?
No.
Wrote a lot of shitty books about being kind of a non-consensual type sex monster.
Oh, yeah, kind of.
This is a movie called I Hope They Serve Beer in Hell.
I Hope They Serve Beer in Hell. I've never heard of this.
Yeah, it's fucking terrible. It's a Tucker Max book that was turned into an equally shitty movie about dudes that went to hunt women.
Oh,
it's extremely fucked up,
dude. That is really fucked up. Does he believe that that's like cool?
He's one of those the game guys, like you play the game, you got to manipulate women and shit.
Oh, I see. Yeah. It's like
sucking your dick.
He like puts out books that are like tips to get to.
It wasn't
trick women into fucking.
It's like it's fiction that Tucker Max wrote, but they were based on his life.
So he's like the Max Brooks of sexism.
Yes. And they made a terrible movie.
Here we go, boys. The bottom 20. A lot of this shit is going to be stuff we've already talked about on the podcast. Sure. The bottom 20, baby. Hey, remember when we watched a movie fucking 9 out of 10 wasted? I sobered up in 30 seconds and almost jumped off a fucking balcony? Yeah, that was Transformers last night.
Well, here's the thing about that movie. That's going to be maybe the hardest punt of all. That cocksucker might be in my top 5.
Yeah. Transformers The Last Night is fucking terrible. And here's the thing, is that
it's definitely the worst big budget movie I've ever seen.
After the second Transformers movie, I was like, no way it could ever get worse.
I welcome Shia LaBeouf back to the franchise, to be honest.
To be honest, I would love that. They're rebooting it, so it's never going to happen. But if it did, fuck, that would be important. What's your number 19, friend?
Number 19 is going to be... Are you familiar with a man named Victor Salva? He made Jeepers Creepers.
Oh, yeah.
Notorious child rapist, like a Bryan Singer.
Like a Bryan Singer type.
He made a movie for Disney called Powder.
Is this a snowboarding movie?
Nope. It's about an albino kid that gets struck by lightning and has electricity power, and because he was bullied. And it's a lot of... Because Victor Salva is a gay man, openly gay man, extremely out at the time of this movie, it has a lot of like homophobia like
Themes?
themes,
Okay.
but also just like a lot of homophobic. They're like, "You're a faggot," that kind of stuff.
Oh, yeah, they use that word? Ugh, God.
Yeah,
I just hate hearing it. It's 2018.
Well, this movie was not made in 2018. This was a movie made by Disney in, I think, the 90s. And it's fucking terrible. Never watch Powder.
Dude, they said faggot in a Disney movie?
That's right.
Yikes.
It's a different time.
Yikes. My number 19. Hey, Shitty Nick Cage.
Oh, hey, it's me, Shitty Nick Cage.
Hey, Shitty Nick Cage. Remember a few weeks ago when we reviewed the Humanity Bureau?
That was a few weeks ago?
Yeah, that was my number 19.
Whoa, really?
Yeah, I fucking hate the Humanity Bureau, dude.
Yeah, that one is bad.
It's fucking so bad. So this is a post-apocalyptic movie with Nicolas Cage, where basically him and this girl that he met and her kid go on a road trip, and guess what? Turns out I'm your dad.
Hey, boy. Hey, bud. Hey, little bud.
I'm your dad. Hey, before you say anything else,
talking about dads?
Yeah, we are.
I might be your boy's dads.
What the fuck? What does that mean?
I don't know.
Are you my dad? Turns out Nick Cage is my dad. Thank you, Nick Cage. You can get the fuck out of here.
Don't worry, he'll be coming back.
Thank Christ.
So my number 18 movie we saw together at midnight at the Globe, a movie called Maniac. Fuck Maniac. You said it was good. You told me it was good.
I know, I lied.
Birthday. It literally ruined my birthday.
Yeah.
Everybody was mad at me for like weeks.
Yeah, that might be on me. That movie is bad. You're right.
Incredibly shitty. People like this movie a lot. They think it's a very good, tense, atmospheric thriller. It's not. It's really shitty. Fuck Bill Lustig. Although I do like Maniac Cop.
Maniac Cop.
I watched Maniac 2, Maniac Cop 2 and 3. They're okay. They're not great.
Hey, everybody's out here and they're clamoring for Netflix originals, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm over here and I'm begging for those Crackle originals.
Ooh, I like where this is going.
My number 18 is Joe Dirt.
You know what? That's a movie I completely forgot about, but deserves to be on this list. So thank you for bringing that.
You're absolute. What's it called? It's called like Beautiful Loser or something like that.
That sounds right.
Yeah, there's like a part in this movie where he gets sucked into an airplane bathroom, and they have to like cut his nutsack, or they have to cut around his nutsack and stuff. Like, admittedly, I don't remember a lot about this movie, but here's what I do remember. I remember being.
It's also the movie that tanked Crackle.
Yeah, it tanked
Crackle. It literally went out of business after that.
I also recall being physically unwell after seeing this film because it is so bad.
So
17
for my number 17, talking about sequels that nobody needs or wants.
Yep.
Punk's Dead SLC 2.
They made a sequel to this movie?
They made a sequel to SLC Punk where the guy that dies at the end of SLC Punk comes back as a ghost and takes these young punks on a road trip. And it's 75 minutes, and it's one of the worst things ever made because it's clearly not done. It was like kickstarted and shit.
It's like how high?
It was like kickstarted, but they didn't get enough money, so it's just not done.
Oh, I see. Don't make this movie.
Do not release this.
Do not make this. My number 17 is a little movie called Deathbed, the Bed That Eats.
Right.
And
yeah. Are you going to do a Patton Oswalt bill right now? This is what's going to happen.
No, but this movie is really fucking wild because it's essentially this 70s Satan movie where Satan has possessed a bed, and anytime somebody sleeps in it, the bed eats them and then poops their skeletons into the basement. Yeah, and then people just go down into the basement and do hallucinogens and then just get fucked up around the skeletons.
It sounds extremely 70s.
It's really fucking 70s, dude. It's crazy.
My number 16. Now, this is a movie that terrified me as a child, but I never actually saw it. I only saw the cover of it at Blockbuster. This is a movie called Faces of Death.
Faces?
Have you ever heard of Faces of Death?
No, I've never heard of this.
It was billed as like a documentary about real murders and stuff. But it's just all like, it's fake. It's all fake.
Why would you do it that way?
It's because it's shock, right? Like there's a lot of gore in it. They have like some real surgeries in there. They put some real, and it's just vignettes of like, it's basically like America's Funniest Home Videos if it was all death. Like people getting run over by cars and stuff, but so much of it's fake.
Oh, great. Perfect. But is all of it fake?
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha.
Well, I mean, the surgeries were real, but they're just surgeries. They're not that scary.
My number 16 wouldn't be a list if I didn't talk about Brendan Fraser at least once.
Oh, I don't know if I like where this is going. Brendan Fraser is a beautiful human.
Brendan Fraser is a beautiful human, but he also made a movie called Furry Vengeance, which is
fair enough.
Yeah, There it is. It's called Furry Vengeance. This movie is fucking horrific. Essentially, what this is about is that Brendan Fraser is moving into the woods, and the reason he's moving there is because he's a businessman and he wants to build a mall there, and all the animals around his house are mad, and are just trying to stop him from doing it. There's also like minimum 3 commercials for the Nintendo Wii in this cocksucker.
Gotcha. Yeah, there's a lot of branded content in this bad boy.
Yeah, absolutely, which is really bad. There's also like points in this movie where they reuse the same
Remember
shot.
when we made a Vine about this movie?
Yeah, I do.
It was like the squirrel going, "Whoo!"
Yeah, I do as I please.
Oh yeah, I do as I please.
Yeah, that scene at the beginning where Rob Riggle gets fucking wasted by a squirrel is kind of fun.
So my next 3 are actually bunts, so I'm just going to go through them real quick here.
Okay.
15, Mortal Kombat Annihilation.
Really bad.
14, Movie 43.
Yeah, really bad.
And 13, Human Centipede 3.
Oh, really, really bad. So my number 15, Buck, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Do you bleed? You will. If you will bleed out your fucking eyes if you watch Batman v Superman, Dawn of Justice.
Okay,
one of the worst fucking movies.
I would have accepted Man of Steel also.
Well, Batman v Superman is worse. It's the worst version of that movie.
Yeah. But this doesn't snap Zod's neck.
Yeah, but there also is fucking Doomsday and no big cock on it.
Right, there's no big cock on
There's
Doomsday.
no
You're a
big cock
coward, Zack Snyder.
Yeah, Zack Snyder is a coward. Hey, remember Zack Snyder? I saw a movie where you had a dude's cock out the entire time.
What movie was that?
This is Watchmen. Remember fucking
that was
Manhattan's
an animated dick, though.
Yeah, Manhattan's just got his cock. Well, no, it'd be an animated dick on fucking Doomsday to get his cock out.
Oh, yeah, I see what you're saying. Because Doomsday's not a real creature.
Because Doomsday's not a real creature. So, yeah, Batman v Superman, Dawn of Justice, one of the worst fucking movies I've ever seen. My number 14 is a movie we watched very, very, very recently. And it's very, very, very shitty. It's called Camp Death 3.
Yeah, that's going to be a heavy bunt. So you can move on to your next one.
Yeah, absolutely. My number 13 is yet again Paris Hilton making an appearance on the list.
Okay.
This is a movie called The Hottie and the Naughty. You ever seen this movie?
No,
dude. This
the
movie's
only
fucking.
Paris Hilton movie I've seen is House of Wax, and I like that movie quite a bit.
Yeah, that movie's good. But this movie's really whack because what this movie is about is that Paris Hilton is hot as fuck, and she's got this super ugly friend, and this guy is trying to fuck Paris Hilton, and then the hot friend gets a makeover, or the ugly friend gets a makeover to be not ugly, and then he's like, "Oh, you're not ugly now. I want to date you.
Yeah,
now that you're not ugly." And that's how the movie ends. It's fucking real disrespectful.
So my number 12. This one is a movie I saw recently, but it really does represent all of those like video on demand action type movies. And this one's called Escape Plan 2 with Batista and Sly Stallone. Oh shit! So is somebody materializing?
Oh, hey guys, what's going on? Man, fucking shitty Sylvester Stallone.
I said shitty Sly's here.
Shitty Sly. Yeah, I was in the middle of making Creed 2. Come on,
how's that going?
That's a film, motion picture.
5-star.
That's a 5-star motion picture.
Okay, I'm excited.
So I thought I'd just come over here and tell you Escape Plan 2 is one of the best things I ever made.
You know what? Here's one thing I want to say to you, Sly, while you're here. Yeah. I think you're incredibly underrated in the world of film.
Yeah.
Because you wrote that you wrote Rocky when you were a young child.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah,
me and James gonna write that Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. It don't matter if they make it or not; they're still gonna make it.
Yeah, you guys are still gonna write it.
Yeah, but who cares? A boy pee in a mouth, like you're still gonna make that.
I agree. I do agree with you on that. Yeah. But Escape Plan 2, come on, it's a movie where you and Batista are on the poster, but you're both in it for 8 minutes. You pulled Nick Cage on me. Here's the thing: it's also doesn't take place in a prison. It takes place in like a super advanced monastery.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, but that's like, look, I love Escape Plan 1.
That's perfect screenwriting.
I love Escape Plan 1.
Look, that's perfect screenwriting, all right?
Yeah. Okay.
You want to go toe-to-toe with me, motherfucker?
Why was Batista only in it for 8 minutes? He's on the cover. He's second build.
No, we got all those side characters. You know what I'm talking about?
You know who is amazing, though? How is working with 50 Cent? Because 50 Cent plays the nerd hacker in it, and he's amazing.
It's my best friend.
Okay, perfect.
My best friend.
Okay, thank you, Shitty Sly. I'm glad that you came in to talk about that.
Yeah,
that was
Plan's too really shitty. Don't let him hear, but like it's one of the most incoherent things I've ever seen.
Hey, what the fuck?
Okay,
dude, he hurt.
Perfect.
So my number 12 sort of, this is one that just sort of is an amalgamation of ideas, and this is just like there's so many different movies I could put in this slot that just sort of, and this is shitty shark movies, and there's just so many shitty shark movies that I decided to only go with one, and the one that I came up with was Raiders of the Lost Shark.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, this one is fucking horrifically shot.
That pretty much represents all Sci-Fi Channel shit.
Flying shark. This one has flying sharks in it. It's fucking horrific. Really bad. Really, really bad movie.
My number 11. Terrence Malick's Tree of Life.
Oh, I'm glad this is a double
Raptors.
Yeah, I'm super glad that this one is making the list twice because
that one will be in the top 10, I'm guessing.
Oh, that'll be in the top 10. It's just Brad Pitt fucking Raptors, dude. We've talked about this movie a baker's million times.
Yeah, we've never actually talked about the movie itself, but we've gotten close. What's your number 11?
Now, anybody who knows me in my personal life knows that I really got to settle down talking about this fucking terrible movie that's at my number 11 because apparently I just don't shut the fuck up about it. We are Venom.
That's going to be a heavy bunt.
Venom fucking sucks. Venom is one of the worst if not the worst.
I believe that it is.
It is the worst superhero movie.
The worst, and it's the second worst blockbuster ever made.
Transformers last night.
Right.
If you want to put that above, that makes sense to me. Fucking Venom. Why does anybody like this movie?
I truly don't get it. I can look when it comes to like a Batman versus Superman. I do get it.
I get the appeal. It is bad, but I get the appeal of that.
I do get it. When it comes to Venom, I do not get it even a little bit. How you could think this movie, which is incoherent,
that
it's good.
It's preposterous. It's one of the worst movies I've ever seen. I will scream about this for another 2 decades.
I need people to listen to me.
Yeah.
On this one. My number 10, Shitty Nick Cage. Come on back here. This is your last time on my list, I believe. Yeah, it looks like it. This was a movie called Knowing.
Oh no, the Apocalypse film?
Apocalypse movie where they end up going onto a cube or something at the end.
Yeah.
It's really incredibly shitty, and it's a big budget shitty movie.
It's super crazy when they get on that cube.
It's me, Shitty Nick Cage.
Are you here to defend yourself, bitch?
Yeah, I mean, Knowing is one of my classic filmographies.
What? I'm sorry. Say that word again. Say the word filmography.
I'm extremely high on cocaine right now.
Say the word filmography. I want to hear you say it in full.
Filmography.
Are you good?
Yeah.
Oh, Nick Cage.
Yeah, so Knowing that's a 5-star film. It's got aliens in it and stuff. Some of my favorite content is I really like making those sci-fi movies.
I'm really concerned for you, Nick Cage.
All right, so my number 10 is Knowing. What do you got there?
My number 10. Now, here we are. We're in the bottom 10. 10 worst films of all time. This is about to get pretty real. So, look, here's the thing. I hate anime. I've made that very clear. I hate anime, but you know what's even worse is anime adaptations into live action films.
Okay, yeah.
And so my number 10 is Dragon Ball Evolution.
Okay, that deserves to be on there.
Oh man, this movie is fucking bad. Oh, look, I don't even like the anime, but I know that this is disrespectful to the source material.
Yeah, it's you can't have a white guy in there. First of all,
can't do that.
Second of all, let's make it about something.
Let's make it about something, but also let's make it not the worst looking movie I've ever seen.
Yeah, it was made cheap though. It was for kids.
It was made completely on a green screen, which don't fucking
at a time when green screen was bad.
Yeah, don't fucking ever do this.
My number 9, and I'm counting the 1 and 2 of these movies.
Okay,
the third worst blockbuster of all time. Jurassic World,
yeah. All right, I figured this would be on here. I like that first Jurassic World movie, but
1 and 2, they're equally as bad to me.
But it makes sense to me that number 2 is on there because number 2 is a fucking gong show. Babadook, the fucking Babadook raptor.
Are you raptor or are you Babadook?
Babadook. My number 9 is yet again another video game based film. This was actually the second video game based film ever made, and it's called Double Dragon. And the reason this movie's really wild because the screenwriters notoriously bought the license and then didn't follow the names or the characters or the events at all.
Had the title.
Yeah, they just took the title and then made something else. It's called Double Dragon. It's really whack, dude. It's fucking unbelievably shitty.
My number 8.
It's also filmed completely in an alley, it looks like.
Wouldn't be my list without a Stephen King, and this is the worst Stephen King of them all.
Then
I know you haven't seen it yet. It's called Cell.
Cell.
Starring John Cusack.
John Cusack and Samuel L. Jackson.
Samuel L. Jackson. Here's the thing about Samuel L. Jackson. He's Mr. Potato Head. Put a toque on him, and he's in Cell.
So my number 8 is a movie that's supposed to be funny.
The Cell ends with just a giant group of zombies surrounding a cell tower, and they all get eaten. I'll spoil it for you.
So my number 8 is a movie that's supposed to be funny. However, it isn't at all, even a little bit funny.
Yeah.
But it's also so bad. But once you hear the title, you're going to be inclined to go and watch this movie, and I'm going to implore you not to. My number 8 is called Jesus Christ, Vampire Hunter.
Yeah.
This is a musical.
One of Canada's greatest exports.
It is a Canadian film. It is a musical about Jesus Christ coming back in modern day and hunting lesbian vampires. And look, I get how that sounds wacky enough to be entertaining, but don't worry.
Right, it's like a Camp Death 3 thing.
Yeah, it's like that.
It's that quality.
It's like a horror comedy, but it's neither funny nor scary. It's really fucking bad.
Now, I don't want to give this guy too much stuff because he didn't post our podcast, but my number 7 is Camp Death 3 in 2D.
Yeah, we're not giving you any pull
I'm not
quotes,
giving
you
you
fucking
any pull
cunt.
quotes. I'm not giving you anything. You didn't post my podcast. You posted every single other bad review. You didn't post ours. So, Matt Frame, you can burn in hell. You're a piece of shit.
Yeah, you're a fucking coward. Were the other negative reviews as scathing as ours, though?
Oh, yes.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Wow. Fucking
He just-
coward.
I don't think he liked us because we kept saying we're not giving you any pull quotes.
Yeah, he knew what we were up to. He probably got pull quotes from those other podcasts. So my number 7, it's debatable that this is even a movie, but I mean, it's a motion picture. It has fucking production company behind it. It's an hour and 50 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and go with it. So I talked earlier about video game adaptations, and this is a video game adaptation of The Legend of Zelda. And this is called The Hero of Time.
Okay. Yeah,
And-
I count that.
Yeah,
It's a real movie they released.
It's a real movie. It's on Letterboxd. You can find it. I think there's one review on Letterboxd, and I'm pretty sure it's me, and it's a half star, and it just says, "What the fuck?" But this is a video game adaptation into a movie, and this is called The Hero of Time. It is so fucking unbelievably shitty. It is so horrifically, historically bad. So much so that when we were in high school, I had this movie.
Yeah, you made me watch it.
Yeah, and me, you, and our good buddy Hardner, and I feel like somebody else was there, had a contest.
No, that was... Oh, yeah, Loxie was there.
Yeah, Loxie might have been there. We had a
'Cause that's
contest.
the night that he fell asleep like the Godfather.
Yeah, that's right. So I put the movie on, and the contest was whoever stayed for the whole movie won. And I think only Hardner stayed for the whole thing. I think you and Loxie walked it.
We might have walked it.
And I'm pretty sure that you and Loxie walked it, which is the right decision to make, to be honest. So my number 7 is Hero of Time. Yeah.
Now, my number 6, maybe because we just seen it and we keep talking about it, but I have to put Venom here. It's so bad. It's the second worst big blockbuster of all time.
We are Venom.
It's so shitty, and I don't want to talk about it anymore. So,
Yeah, it's really bad. My number 6, yet again, some Christian propaganda.
All right.
God damn, Christian propaganda it's just so crazy on my list. My number 6 is called Dark Dungeons.
Yeah, you told me about this.
Yeah, this movie is really wild. This is a movie about and now I don't know if the filmmakers were serious or if they thought it was funny, but the author was 100% serious. And not only was he 100% serious, but he put his stamp of approval on the film adaptation because this was originally a comic book, or like it was like an online comic or something.
Okay.
And essentially, and that's what this guy does. He writes like these Christian propaganda online comics. And
Okay,
this one,
and that's fine. You
Yeah,
can stick to that.
yeah. But then they made a movie of it, and this movie,
No.
yeah, that's where I draw the line. The movie essentially is about how playing Dungeons and Dragons brings you closer to Satan, and you have to not play Dungeons and Dragons to be
Right.
closer to Jesus. And there's Jesus.
Gotcha.
We'll talk about him a bit more in a few minutes, but Jesus Christo. Essentially, there's like this amazing scene in this movie where the girl is trying to defeat some sort of evil using D&D, and this pastor boy comes in and he's like, "You can't beat evil with D&D because D&D is evil. The only way to redemption is Christ. Cthulhu's in this movie also, by the way.
I can't hear any more about this movie.
That's fucking preposterously shitty.
My number 5, 50 Shades did not make my list, but you know what is making my list?
What's that?
Me Before You.
Me Before You. Yeah, this movie sucks.
There's no movie that has made me angrier.
Dude, you were really upset about this movie. That's what Amelia Clark, Sam Claflin.
Clark, yeah.
Dude, Sam Claflin fucking complaining about his trillions of dollars.
I hate it.
God, it's really bad.
I'm not trying to. I've gone back and I've retracted some of my statements from that review. I don't think depression is something to laugh at, and I don't. But this isn't. That's not the point. What I'm making is he's a fucking trillionaire.
Yeah, and he's mad that he can't wakeboard.
And he's mad that he can't wakeboard.
That's the plot of the movie.
That's the point. It's not real depression. It doesn't display real depression. As a manic depressive myself, I have nothing in common with this man.
Yeah, except for maybe the trillions of dollars. My number 5. This one's a bunt. We already talked about it. This is Kirk Cameron's Saving Christmas.
I'm glad that bunted way the hell up there.
Bunted way the fuck up there, dude. This movie's crazy because it's just two dudes sitting in a van talking about how much Jesus rocks.
Jesus rules. He walks and rolls.
This movie was written obviously by a youth pastor of some kind. Because it's Kirk
It was
Cameron.
written by Kirk Cameron, wasn't it?
I think it actually was. But it's Kirk Cameron desperately trying to explain to the audience how Jesus is cool.
Yeah.
It's just so fucking foolhardy, dude. It's unbelievably shitty.
All right.
God
so
damn,
my number 4, the worst big blockbuster of all time, Transformers Last Night. Fuck this movie. It almost made me kill myself. It was the closest I've ever been to killing myself.
Yeah, you almost leapt off my balcony.
I was so close. I had one leg over.
Yeah, I can confirm this. I saw it. It's true.
It really makes me mad that was a real movie. That cost like $500 million. Fuck that movie.
So my number 4 is a movie that gave me just like the first time I saw it, just like horrifically awful headache, and it's just such a bad movie. Good buddy Nick Swardston fucking it up with Bucky Larson, Born to Be a Star.
Enough.
Yeah, this movie is fucking unbelievable. It's about a small dick man trying to be a porn star, and
he's got a little dick.
Yeah, he's got a little dick,
but it's little.
There's like a joke in it that they use like a straw as a condom or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fucking unbelievably shitty. And isn't like Christina Ricci like the main girl or something?
That sounds right.
Yeah, I think it's something like, I don't know if it's Christina Ricci, but it's something like that. It's fucking really whack. I fucking hate Bucky Larson and Born to Be a Star.
All right. My number 3, I don't know if this actually counts because it only screened once and then it was put up online. I saw it. I don't know if you can see it anymore. It's a movie that Randy Quaid made after he was exiled from the U.S., made it in Vancouver. It's a movie called Star Whackers, and it's mostly Randy Quaid nude reciting Shakespeare, and it's truly one of the worst things ever made.
Dude, that sounds amazing.
His dick is pecker out, and he's in the woods reciting Flagstaff or whatever. You know that character Flagstaff that Orson Welles made that full movie on.
Yeah.
It's a movie about Hollywood, like Jews killing people's careers. And it's mostly just him naked as a jaybird with his big beard reciting fucking Shakespeare.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
It screened once, I think, at the Rio in Vancouver.
And then it disappeared.
It was online for a while. I saw it. I had to see it. It's on Letterboxd. I'm the only review.
In full?
I've seen it. Yeah, it was. He posted it online for free.
So my number 3, remember at the beginning of this, I said I wasn't going to include a Birdemic film. Well, I'm going to stick to my word on that. I'm not going to include a Birdemic film. However, here's a fun fact that I don't think everybody knows. Those aren't the only movies James Newman ever made. Before Birdemic. You know how Birdemic looks like it's clearly somebody's first try?
Yeah.
Don't worry, it's not. Before Birdemic, he made a movie called Julie and Jack.
Okay.
And this movie is fucking bad. Remember Her? It's like that, but fucking really bad.
Interesting.
He's like dating this girl, and he only has ever met her online. It's like this guy Jack, and he has only ever met her online, and then he finds out she's a robot. she's a fucking robot. And then she transforms him into like virtual space so that they can fuck in like virtual space. It's really weird. And it came out like 5 years before Birdemic. So that means Birdemic was like a fucking really, really like big work in progress. Like that took him a long time to make that movie, which is crazy because it looks like it was made in a weekend.
My number 2. This is a movie I saw at the Calgary Underground Film Festival this year. It was the secret screening.
Yeah, that you weren't allowed to talk about.
I was not allowed to talk about it. That has since been lifted because it screened at other festivals. The point was that they were screening it at our festival, and they wanted to go to Europe and have the real like first screening of it.
Yeah,
like the global premiere. So they screened it at Calgary International Film Festival under no name, and there was like a video from the director. He's like, "Don't talk about it. Don't post it on Letterboxd. Don't post it on Twitter. But you guys get to see it." It's a movie called Relaxer, and it's the worst movie I've ever seen. And I bet you're wondering why this is my number 2 spot. We'll get to the bit, but this is the worst movie I have ever seen. It's about a guy that has a bet with his roommate or brother or something that he can't beat the last screen of Pac-Man. And he sits on the couch for the entire movie as the apocalypse happens around him, and it's fucking unwatchable.
Dude, that sounds like great in concept.
No, because he sits on the couch the entire movie.
Fuck. My number 2. Now, I'll tell you a fun story about this movie. So me and my buddy used to seek out these shitty movies back when I was in college.
Yeah.
And we had decided to commit to watching this movie in full because it's a movie I've seen in pieces many times because it's not a movie you watch in full because it's too fucking shitty. And so we finally watched it in full, and we both simultaneously became violently ill the next day and for the next few days. And that movie is called Star Wars: The Holiday Special.
Oh, that's a classic, though.
This is one of the worst fucking things I've ever seen. It made me violently fucking ill. It is so unbelievably shitty. There's like a Cantina singing song with B. Arthur for like fucking like 9.5 minutes.
Now, I now realize why this one didn't make my list.
Why is that?
Because on Letterboxd, I have this movie rated 5 stars.
And you were just looking at your halfsies, right? Yeah. But you know that this deserves to be on there.
Sure.
Yeah,
it's one of the worst movies ever made.
It's one of the worst things ever. It made me violently ill. It's the second worst film I've ever seen in my fucking life. It's so bad.
Now, I'm going to need you to do your number 1 before I do my reveal here.
Okay. So my number 1, this is a movie that I just don't think many people know about, and I just need to make people aware of it, not because I want them to see it, but because I want them to avoid it. So my number 1 is a horror film, and it is called Mr. Jingles.
Yeah.
This has and always will be my least favorite movie of all time. Because essentially what this movie is about is that this fucking this clown was framed for raping little girls, and then they execute him, and then 15 years later he comes back to life and starts murdering teenagers. Okay, all right, I'm in. But you got to have actors in the movie, which they didn't do. And you got to have some discretion. And you can't film it on a fucking cell phone camera, which they did. And there's like this amazing actor whose name is John Anton. I know this because my brother found him and added him on Facebook.
Yeah, I remember this.
And now he makes fun of him all the time. Like anytime John Anton posts anything on Facebook, my brother will post like lines from the movie, like he was a regular Captain fucking Kangaroo. Like that's actually a line from the movie. But there is an amazing scene where they're talking about how Mr. Jingles is also fucking making a deal with the devil. And
now, how did your brother find this movie? Exactly?
It was just at a Blockbuster.
Okay.
Like, it was at a Blockbuster video, and we were like, we should rent this. It looks scary because like the fucking cover art is like scary clown with like a vertex behind it. We were dumb kids. We didn't know better. Yeah. You know, we just saw a fucking scary clown and we're like, this looks pretty fucking scary without really looking at anything.
So you watched it as a child from Blockbuster. Have you seen it since?
I've seen it many times. I own it.
Okay.
I like when Blockbuster closed.
You found it and bought it.
Yeah, when Blockbuster closed, we went there and got the DVD, or maybe I bought it on Amazon or something. But I know I do have it on DVD.
Perfect.
It's something I would never get rid of because it's something I show to people from time to time.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
I've never seen it though,
you will never fucking believe how, dude, I have to show you this movie.
We'll do when you move into your new place, we'll do a party.
Yeah, we'll do a fucking Mr. Jingles party, a Mr. Jingles boy party.
Yeah, a nice boy party.
Sick boy party. Yeah, so Mr. Jingles, it is the worst movie I've ever seen. And I've seen a lot of fucking really bad movies, but Mr. Jingles, apparently there's a sequel, and I have it on my hard drive, but I've never watched it. And it is called Jingles the Clown.
Scary.
Too scary. Yeah, I do not want to deal with it.
My number one.
Okay.
Technically one of the worst movies ever made.
Okay.
I don't know if I necessarily agree, because my number one is Freddy Got Fingered.
What the fuck? What the fuck? Freddy got flangered?
Yeah, you're gonna want to explain this bit to the listeners, I think.
Okay, so 100 episodes ago, we did the top 50 best films of all time, and this was his number one.
That's right.
How can it be the best and worst film you've ever seen?
I believe that it's simultaneously the best and worst movie ever made. Simply.
Fucking God. You cocksucker. You piece of shit cocksucker. I hate you.
Here's the thing. I don't really believe in ratings. Yeah. And I've made that very clear. I don't want to make a rating for these movies. I like a lot of movies. I hate a lot of movies. But one thing is for sure is I'll never forget Freddy Got Fingered. And I watch it 5 times a year.
Yeah. You'll never stop hating it, but also never stop loving it.
So technically it's not the worst movie ever made. And we're going to exclude it from our top 10 list here. So let's construct our movie epidemic top 10 here. I'll give you a pencil so you can write it down.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. So just taking a look here at my own list, as fucked up as this sounds, I think number one has to be Venom. I think number one has to be.
It's either it has to be Venom because those are the two closest.
Yeah, it has to be Venom with Transformers Last Night at number 2.
Then I would say Camp Death.
Yeah, Camp Death 3. Hold on. Oh God, just a lot from the last few years.
Yeah.
So we got Venom at number 1, Transformers 5 at number 2.
Would you accept Tree of Life next? Because that's my number 11, and it's our only other similarity.
Yeah, we'll do Camp Death 3 in 2D, and then we'll do Tree of Life at number 4. Let me just take a gander at my list here.
Sure.
What are we looking at here? We got
Human Centipede, Movie 43, Mortal Kombat.
I don't know if are we there?
God's Not Dead. Oh, Saving Christmas has to be the next.
Yeah,
one.
Saving Christmas. Let's do Saving Christmas next, and then we'll do God's Not Dead too.
What else did you have in your top 10? Was there any other similarities?
No, not really. It was like Double Dragon and like Dragon Ball Evolution and Bucky Larson, which I can't fucking believe that. I know you've seen
Let's put Star Wars Special on there.
Okay, we'll do Star Wars Special 6, and then God's Not Dead. A lot of Christmas, a lot of Jesus. God's Not Dead at number 7, but we'll put God's Not Dead too because that's clearly the worst one. What else we got? Tree of Life. Left Behind would probably be number 8.
Left Behind, I can go with. I'll let you have Mr. Jingles if I can have Relaxer. For the last two here.
Mr. Jingles and Relaxer. So, according to the Movie Epidemic podcast, here's the top 10 worst films of all time. Number 10, Relaxer. Number 9, Mr. Jingles. Number 8, Left Behind.
Oh, Sheena Cage laugh. That's too bad.
So, number 7, God's Not Dead 2. Number 6, the Star Wars Holiday Special. Number 5, Saving Christmas. Number 4, Tree of Life. Number 3, Camp Death 3 in 2D. Number 2, Transformers 5. And number 1, the worst film of all time, Venom.
Wow, I don't think when we started this quest, I never would have expected that, to be honest.
Venom?
To be our number 1 worst movie of all time.
Number 1 worst movie
of all time. Definitely the worst movie we ever reviewed.
I kind of agree with it. I definitely agree with it, actually.
Well, okay, we're going to reevaluate this in 100 episodes because we're now doing this every 50 episodes.
And we'll see if Venom still lives there.
Yeah, we'll see if Venom
we might have gotten over it by then.
Maybe.
Probably not.
So at episode 250, we're going to redo our top 50 because mine needs some work.
Yep.
Admittedly. And then we'll do a top 10 again, and we'll see how close we were from last time.
Yeah, my top 50 had V for Vendetta on it, and I think I want to go back and change that.
Yeah, mine had Apocalypse Now at like 10, which is like, it should be higher than that.
I've never seen Apocalypse now,
but like
I've never seen it.
Like 30.
Yeah. I think I'm going to not include Shawshank at all. I think I had Shawshank on mine.
Yeah, you had it like 3 player.
No, I think it was like 30, but it's still too high. That deserves a number 80 spot for
All
sure.
right, well, that's our bottom 50. As
We're-
you know, we've been giving away movies, and this is a hateful episode. So we're
it
giving
is
away
hateful.
the Hateful Eight. Chadley, what's that secret code that they can tweet us, hashtag us on Twitter?
Hashtag ugly Walton Goggins. Hashtag that ugly Walton Goggins at Movie Epidemic.
Perfect. You can go over to our Twitter and retweet that thing, but if you hashtag ugly Walton Goggins, I
Bonus.
almost guarantee you will win.
Yeah.
And it's like, because I'm not randomizing this, I'm just picking someone.
Yeah. And if you do the hashtag ugly Walton Goggins, we're
Look,
good.
for Arrival, I gave it to the one guy that hashtagged Ryan Gosling staring at shit.
Perfect.
That's just how it's going to work, you guys. You got to listen to the show. That's the point of this.
Yeah, you fucking
And
guys.
we put this one right at the end, so you had to listen to all of it, you bastards. I bet you were skipping through.
I bet this episode's gonna be real fucking long.
It has to be. Well, you got any favorite memories, Chadley, over the last 200 episodes?
Over the last 200 episodes, I guess trashing Venom has been fun. It's like I hate it so much. I need to lay down, so I'm just gonna.
That and Batman versus Superman, I feel like.
Yeah,
was
that one
gave us a lot of content for a long time. Bless you, Zack
as well
Snyder.
as Last Jedi as well. We trashed the shit out of that
God,
movie
Last
too.
Jedi, Ryan
And I don't think that movie's as bad as we
No,
say it is, but
it's bad though.
it is bad though. Yeah, it's definitely bad.
Gantobite,
Gunto Bite,
fucking
Benicio del Toro, Gunto Bite,
Benicio del Toro, fucking Captain Phasma dying in 5 seconds.
fantastic. Jar Jar Binks. Oh, that's a different movie.
No, we love Jar Jar.
We're getting matching Jar Jar tattoos.
Dude, it's gonna be really fucked up when we review Phantom Menace, and I give it a 5-star at some point here.
Yeah, please don't though.
I still hate Clone War.
Attack of the Clones. Yeah, that movie's
that what it's
fucking.
called? Attack
Yeah,
of
that
the
movie's
Clones?
fucking crazy bad.
Yeah, that movie's
Jango Fett.
extremely, extremely bad.
Jango Fett.
But Phantom Menace is so good.
It's
Shmee.
it's okay. Like
Shmee.
like from an actual standpoint, like a legitimate standpoint here, Phantom Menace is okay. There's some good stuff in there.
It's extremely good, and I have a lot of salient points on it. So.
Okay. Well, I'm glad that you look like you know what you look like? You look like the type of person that would play the main character in a movie that Stephen King wrote about himself, but he made himself a fat character.
You're way fatter than me, though. That's what's funny.
Oh, I am super fat.
Yeah, and that used not to be the case, but you've almost doubled me at this point. You look like you're tipping 320, to be honest.
Not far off, lad. I like that while you make this point, you look back and forth between my eyes and my fucking bulging gut.
He's just hanging out.
You fucking piece of shit. Yeah, I'm super fat now. But yeah. Oh. You know, you look like you should play Matt Groening in a biopic where he becomes really fat.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, hell yeah. But no, yeah, I mean, there's been some really great memories on this show over the past 100 episodes. All the jokes aside, I do really love doing this show. And I'm excited for another hundy. We're going to pop off another hundo.
We're going to break off another hundo. You look like if Mel Gibson got stung by a lot of bees.
Yeah, just like a shitload of bees.
Yeah.
God, so many bees. Thickened them up.
Yeah. Just like your face is so fat. It's like your face just got stung by a dozen bees.
Yeah, very, very true. But we got a lot of really cool stuff coming up as well. We're going to be starting off the Rocky movies pretty soon here.
Excited for that. Rocky movies are coming up. We've got a lot of film festival content coming up.
Yeah, the European. Oh my god,
European Film Festival. I'm gonna make you hit Cuff Docs.
Yeah, Cuff Docs. Yeah. God, Cuff Docs.
Oh, and we've got a special episode coming up with our boy Muth, the indie critic. So
yeah, our boy Muth. We're doing
not really an interview show, but sometimes we gotta make it happen.
Yeah, well, I really just want to talk about Battle Royale, to be honest. Is that a Kurosawa film, or does it just feel like it?
No, not Kurosawa. I believe he was dead at the time. But
yeah. God, I don't make films, but if I did, they'd have a samurai.
I don't make films, but if I did that, have a samurai.
Pretty fucking good. Yeah, no, this is a great episode, or this is a great show. I'm very excited. Subscribe or fucking die, you garbage monsters.
Yeah, if you garbage monsters don't listen, I'm not talking to the people that are listening. I'm talking about the people who you haven't told yet.
Yeah.
You cocksuckers.
Yeah, you listener, what the fuck, man? Tell everybody about this show. You listen to this whole fucking 2-hour rant. You love it, you fucking guy.
You love it. We're doing more characters. We've got a podcast bot. He's hello, boys.
Hello, Podcast Bot 8000.
I am Podcast Bot 5000.
Hello, Podcast Bot 5000. We now run the Movie Epidemic podcast.
Hello, this is the Movie Epidemic podcast with Podcast Bot 5000
and Podcast Bot 8000. Would you like to go and
Podcast Hollywood Bot 5000?
Would you like to go and smoke 9 packs of cigarettes at a Bryan Singer boy party?
We love Bryan Singer, but we hate him because he fucks us.
He has ruined us and many people's lives.
But he made us.
Here's the thing, is that you and I joke a lot about Bryan Singer, but I really want people to be talking about this.
I think more people should be talking about Hollywood's favorite boy rapist.
Yeah, fucking Bryan Singer. Hey, don't let him make a fucking movie about Freddie Mercury, fucking guys.
All right, so next week on the pod, we're going to have the European Film Festival episode, and then from there, we don't know. We haven't decided yet.
You haven't figured it out.
So tune in.
Yeah, we'll keep you posted. And follow us on all the socials.
Yeah, give us the socials.
Yeah, you can follow us on Twitter at Movie Epidemic. You can follow us on Instagram at Movie Epidemic. And you can follow us on Facebook at Punch Nerds Movie Epidemic. Thank you for listening. 200 episodes deep. Very, very exciting. And we've got more podbots on the way.